And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved Mega Factory. Well, I just started up here on a new recording session, and thought I would just jump right into it here. And one of the things, look at all the slimes! Anyway, one of the things is I want to start bringing biomass up. I actually went down and collected a whole bunch of biomass. But, you know, we're obviously going to need to bring it up manually, or not manually, automatically going forward, because we're going to have a massive system for power. And I don't know where it's going to be yet, in part because I don't know where the biomass is. So one of the things I did is I added a mod. And I am tired of using the debug menu and the coordinates command. So I added the GPS mod. And if we go in here and if we look, I should have in here somewhere a GPS tool. There it is. So I'm going to research that and I'm going to go build it. And I think it should be right here. So now you can see up in the top left, we actually get a readout of our coordinates. And the distance thing, that is a basically right now you can actually use the GPS tool to set a location and then, you know, see where you are and have it tell you where it is. And I think as default it points to the CPH, or maybe not. No, I think it probably points to 000. So whatever 000 is, maybe not. I have no idea where this points to. I'm kind of curious now. So there's 10, and there is another 0. So it might be right above here. No. Anyway, now that we have the GPS tool, what I want to do is run down to the biomass level and get a look-see on where the coordinates are for that. Oh, are you doing your lift stuck thing? Oh, that's so annoying. I don't know why it does that all the time, but anyway, moving on. Let's head down to the biomass level, and I know this is free and clear, so let's fall right down where we have gold. And we're going to fall quite a ways here. Slow ourselves down. Just so we don't die here. We got to go down a little bit further. Ow. So let's hope I don't die a horrible death down here. So this is our nickel. Pretty nice. I should upgrade these to the large storage hoppers. That would do a lot of help in keeping those things going full speed. But we need to go down even further still because our biomass is way down here. Oh, forgot about the respawn or the delay with the grappling hook, of course. Grab some tin while we're here. Let us heal back up. So I really need to clear out a lot of that area in there just because it's rather annoying to have to fall down such a tiny spot. So I need to figure out where our lifts are going to go. So I'm going to do the same sort of lift design as I do everywhere else, and we're going to try to get optimized so we can do these lifts the right way. So we're going to have several lifts. So let's build 5 of these, 5 of those, And then we're going to need a bunch of power storage blocks and a few of the Mark IIs. And let's see, should we use blue lasers? Now that we're getting a lot of resources, I kind of want to use the blue laser and send a little bit more power down there. And that way we could then use this system to send down our plasma cutter heads eventually. So I want a bunch of these, drain a lot of my resources because I've got more cooking. So there's a bunch of titanium, and I'm just going to fill that up. I think my nickel is probably not caught up. And my nickel's over here, I think. Oh, it was actually 100 in there, so that's nice. So we are probably going to want to go down right here. And how I do this is a 9x9, so I do a lift on one side, go all the way down, then I swap it over to lift on the other side, go down, and I just swap back and forth as I go down. And that way, it will be a nice, even system. So the first thing I want to do is get the middle. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's the middle. And the next thing is a battery. So that is the master power right there. And for now, I'm just going to use a couple solar panels. I'll eventually hook that up to better power. But for now, we are going to use just the solar until a better system comes around. The next thing I want to do is set this up so we actually have a system. So I don't just fall down. That would kind of suck. So from here, we need to go down 256. So 256, that would be 270. So minus 270 is where the lift needs to go to reach the whole way. Unfortunately, our power only goes down 64 at a time. So we're going to need to figure out how to do this. So 270 is where we need to go. So let's do this sort of kind of piecemealed here. And there's really nothing to grapple on that side. So I'm going to go over here. Land on my little outcropping of iron. And let's see if I can figure out a way to do this without dying catastrophically. Okay, so the blue, we need to put another one right here, going down. So 4 of these should actually tell me exactly how far to go. So we should be pretty close to right spot on. And it looks like we've got... Oh, I need to change that. Looks like we are close, and we're going to need to get rid of some of this coal in here. So let's jump down here. And we're going to need to go down even further. So let's... we have 1 power right there, but little green power is really not enough. So let's... I'm going to copy that. Paste that. And we should be close. Yep. So right there. Should be good to go. So there is 3. So 1 more should give us the location. Should be right about exactly 256. So I'm going to go down here. Howie. As far down as I can. And let's see if I can get close. Alright, about there. I'm going to aim for that little block that I put out right there. Oh, a little too low. Okay. It's kind of hard when you're looking at it from a side. And we're going to put another laser right there. And that should give us our exact depth. I do want to put a stop here in the cold caverns. So rather than go down the whole way, I want to put a stop in here. And I don't want to go too far down. As we learned in our last series, when the cryo spawners eventually spawn, they don't spawn that deep. They spawn about 240-ish. So they spawn like in this level. So if we want, we can move this up a ways. So if I go up, let's say an even 250. And this will be our new floor for the cold caverns. Right in here. Now, since that is done, I can take our blue laser. First, let's create a wall right here. Okay, that light is really in the way. There we go. Because I want a little platform down there. Let's see, all the way down here. So I need a little platform to jump onto to build all of the lift stuff. So there's a light there. Let's take that out. So if this is our floor, okay, the lift controller, or the lift itself, goes on this block, and then the battery goes on this block. So I want a floor right there, which I think should be right smack right there. So if I do this test, first of all, we're going to want a battery right here. That can start getting charged up. I want a battery here and then a smaller battery here, because when you beam power, it will always try to balance, and if one battery is smaller, it will always be maxed out. So with that, let's get our lift going. And I want a lift, and I want the compressor. So that should be right the level that we want it. The compressor goes on the side, and then we need another battery or another laser going out, and that should charge that whole thing. And the lift doesn't actually use all that much power, and now we can increase by holding E, increase that range. And since we are, let's try to do some math in our heads. It's not going to be easy. So we are 247, and that was 14 above. So 14 off of 247 is 233. So 4, 5, yeah, 233. So we actually want this to go up 233. Just keep pushing it until we're close, and then bring it down to 233. So now we are set for getting a lift down to the cold caverns, and we don't need to fall down here anymore, which is nice considering. The other thing that we're going to need to figure out is that coal above there is going to be kind of in our way. So, as a temporary measure, I'm going to build this out. I'm going to put an excavator up here. Yes, it's white. That is fixed, or it should be fixed in the next update. The material was not updated from when DJ did some work on it. So that is why that looks so weird. So we want a minimum size, and we want to go up at least, 230, 240. And we want it to drop none, but also clear ore. And here we're going to do a little temporary measure of a laser. We're going to do a little battery here with a laser going over. And that should power that enough to clear that. It should be pretty much clear. You can see it going pretty fast. It processes air at an astoundingly fast rate. See, it's done already. So we can dismantle all of this now. Hopefully it doesn't fall down. Good. Go over here, dismantle that. It should give me that. Fine. All right. So we are set to have a lift going all the way up to the surface from here. Now from here, we need to go down yet even more. So this will tell me when I do this zigzag thing, this will tell me where I'm going to need to punch through that gold floor to get the lift up, because I only want to take out the 3 blocks for the lift. Otherwise it would be kind of a waste of gold, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to bend that down, continue that process, and I will get this all ready and done very, very soon. So with that, we need to pay attention to the camel bots that are all over here. They love to latch themselves onto batteries. So I am going to cover these batteries with windows. You can cover them with really any block, but I use windows. I'm going to put one there. They can't latch on here because there's nothing to latch onto. And if we want, we can just take the floor out, and they can't get to these 2 sides. The top is blocked. We're good there. And then what I do when I want to bring plasma heads down is I put a battery everywhere there's one of these. I put a battery on top, and then I can put another matter mover down, and it'll just power itself, and they're already spaced perfectly apart, so it's all good. So I'm gonna climb up here. I gotta finish off this floor, get this all nice and pretty down here. Might as well pick up some crystal deposit while I'm here, and I will continue this process all the way around. So bring that up, and we should be able to sort of finish this off pretty easily here. Now that we have our height, we should be able to finish it. I love the super build. Oh, such an awesome feature. Just like that. Now we are secure. No slimes can come through. No camel bots can just magically appear in here. We are all good. So let's test our new... Make sure we got the height right. I need to put some lights in here too, so it's not such a dark journey. And we should stop right perfectly at our level. Ta-da! We now have a nice cargo or personnel lift going down to the cold caverns, and we will eventually have it going all the way down to the toxic caves. But I'll do the rest of that work in between episodes. I wanted to cover my strategy, my way of doing that in this one, and I did so I can do the rest of this work in between episodes. It's not too terribly exciting. So with that, that'll do it for this episode. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.